Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home new red and blue suit, final swing suit, the best Spider-Man suit, whatever you want to call it, Tom Holland Spider-Man. And this is our first offering of this suit that's actually seen release so far, because we have the figure arts coming sometime early next year, and then of course we have the Hot Toys one that's coming within, the next year as well. And obviously, completely different scales, price points, all that stuff. But this is our Marvel Legends Tom Holland in his classic Spider-Man suit. And this figure is just beautiful. It has, of course, it has its issues, as does every other figure and all that stuff. But getting to have this guy in his prime suit with Andrew and Toby in their suits, it's just so beautiful. And I want to see the three of them like that together in Secret Wars or whatever, because we got to just see the three of them, and then Tom was in his integrated suit, which is, it's an okay suit. Like I said in past videos, it's grown on me as time has gone on, but this suit is just, it's the best. It's the best Tom Holland Spider-Man suit, without question. Fight me on it. And because this is our first time getting this suit and all that, Hasbro pretty much pulled out all the stops, which I'm very happy with the fact that they did that. So without further ado, let's get into what Peter comes with. Which, as you saw at the start of the video, he has a pair of fists, which these look really good. The web lines on the entire figure are sculpted and painted very well, which is so nice, and these look really good. As well as his wall-crawling hands, which he's the only one in this wave that has wall-crawling hands, because they just opted to not give them to Andrew and Toby, which, I get it, cost-effective, all that stuff, whatever. But these look so nice. I love these. Same thing applies as the fists. Oh, they also have like that basketball-type texture thing that we saw with this suit. You can kind of see it underneath the fingers, right on the palm. It's probably the clearest we're going to get in this lighting, but it looks really nice. And then, of course, it is Spider-Man. He's got to come with whip hands, so he, of course, comes with whip hands. And these look amazing as well. All three sets of hands have the back-and-forth hinges as well. All hands are painted very well on this one. And then, of course, he has the masked head, which technically we're looking at detail by doing this, but the masked head looks great. You can definitely see the basketball texturing on the mask. It looks good. Okay, but then he also comes with a Tom Holland head, which we have seen this head before. It was in that 2-pack. This head looks phenomenal. I mean, it's definitely not as good as the 2-pack one. Like, if I bring that in real quick, especially because I repainted the eyebrows on this one to make them not... Don't worry, we'll get into the stability issues that are all of a sudden making themselves prevalent with this figure. But if you look at, I repainted the eyebrows on this one to just make it look a lot nicer, more natural, all that stuff. He looks a little less surprised, a lot more serious, I feel like. But both heads look really nice. So we'll just pull them in a little closer and take a look at the detail, because we already looked at the head sculpt, but the entire figure is beautiful. It is a little inaccurate, and the two biggest things that are inaccuracies are the fact that the blue, while it is metallic, and I'm glad that they did give it that metallic sheen, it's not nearly as vibrant or metallic as the figure arts or how it looked in the film. But then the biggest issue for me is the spider logo, because one, I think it's too small, because you can like barely see it. It just blends in with the web lines. But I also think the issue lies within the web lines, because they're too thick, I think. Because like if I bring in Andrew Garfield's suit, right? Like, see how thin the web lines are? That's how they should look. But then they're really thick on Tom, and it really just, the spider gets lost in it all. And it's unfortunate, because I love his spider look. It looks, it looks all right. It's a very beautiful looking symbol. Same with the one on his back. I love that on the back, this is very, very reminiscent of Toby, and I really enjoy that. It's more reminiscent of his front logo, but it's really cool. I love that this suit, the story behind this suit and the actual execution of it is very inspired by Andrew and Toby, and I love that. I think that's so cool. And, pretty much everything that I was saying with the web lines and the colors all apply to the lower half of the figure as well. he looks very nice. It's a very beautiful figure, and I honestly think I might end up picking up a second one, either to keep on card or just to futz around with and like test some articulation mods and whatnot, because sometimes those figures can, especially the ABS plastic that they have now, like it's real flimsy, real kind of cheap to a degree in certain areas, so it's a little hard to pop some stuff apart. But I also am debating getting a second one just because of the fact that we can go over articulation real quick as well, but we'll start with the shoulder because as you saw, that detent was a little stiff, because like that is a little stiff, but then this side's pretty fine. So I'd like to maybe try and get one that would be a little bit nicer for him. But as for his head, since we're talking about articulation, his head can go back about that far, but then I did mod it so it can go back even farther, which is really nice. So to do that, you just got to carve out that little trench in the back. But yeah, he could only go about that far before, which is really unfortunate, maybe a little bit farther, but can go down decent amount, you know, pretty good. I don't think I did a tiny little bit of modding to the head in the front, but it could go down about that far before. Got the tilt and the rotation, all that stuff. It is the dumbbell joint, you know, what we've been seeing with normal Spider-Mans. His arms can go out that far. He's got butterfly joints, rotate all the way around. He's got bicep swivel, which are a little tight, so just be careful of that as well. Same with all the joints. You got to just be careful since this is a brand new sculpt. Like I'm trying to bend this other joint for the elbow, and I'm afraid I'm going to break the bicep. But it can go up all the way with absolute ease, you know. You don't have to like force. I mean, obviously you got to force the joint a little bit, but it's not the articulation point's fault. It's the thickness of the plastic, I guess. He's got the new Spider-Man style where it's the reverse joint. So he's got the ab crunch at the bottom and then the diaphragm joint up top, giving him that much range forward, that much range back. He's got a little bit of tilt and rotation. His legs are dropped down and they go, yeah, his right leg's a little loose for me, but can go out that far. Not bad. Can go up that far and back that far. He's got bicep. He's got thigh swivel. Got double jointed knees that go up, and he can kick his own ass with absolute ease as well. No boot swivel or anything, but his feet can go back that far, up that far, which is really good. And then of course, ankle pivot. And now on to some size comparisons. Here he is next to Andrew and Toby, and these three look absolutely beautiful together. I love seeing the three of these together in their best suits. And then as for the figure arts, it kind of applies because Andrew is taller, and then Toby is like, I think he might actually be standing back a little bit, but they're about the same height, which is kind of accurate, but Toby is supposed to be a little taller. Of course, you can do trick of the camera stuff. I personally, though, I'm going to keep this Tom with the Legends one, and then I am going to anxiously wait for that figure arts one. And then here he is next to some hopeful, you know, MCU future crossovers with Daredevil, you know, from this wave, aka Matt Murdock, and you know, obviously they did cross over a little bit, but I'm talking, you know, full crossover. And then, of course, the Legends Kingpin. And the fact that we got all three of these in the same year is just beautiful. I wish that they would have included in that What If wave with this Kingpin, the yellow suit Daredevil from She-Hulk. And then last but not least, here he is next to Green Goblin from, well, not this wave, but kind of this wave. You know what I mean? He's the deluxe figure. And here he is next to MJ, and if you guys remember, I talked about in the MJ video, I wanted to swap out her legs for Elektra's because they would work color-wise and all that, and the left leg went on perfectly, but the right leg gave me some trouble. But height-wise, this is perfect now. She's a little bit taller than him. She also has boots on, so she, you know, is a little bit taller anyway. But I think this is far better than what we originally had, because originally what we had was inaccurate. Overall, you can get him into some like dynamic poses and stuff like that, but I don't know. There's just something about the presence that this suit has, like on his own. Also, I don't know why his hip is sticking out so much like that. That is a little strange. But I mean, just looking at it like that, I mean, you guys saw the thumbnail. He can be in acrobatic Spider-Man like poses and stuff, but there's just something so beautiful, so striking about just having him in a vanilla pose. This is a lot more of a mature Spider-Man. Like how we're going to see Tom going forward, I feel like is going to be the definitive classic Spider-Man. I think he has the most potential to be the best Spider-Man, and obviously not surpass Toby and Andrew in the sense of like, they all have their perfect special places in all of our hearts for all of us that love the three of them. But I think Tom has the most potential to be the closest to the comic books that we can get, just based on the crossovers that he can have. This suit, where they can take him, is just, you know, the sky is the limit at this point. And this figure is also no exception. So, yeah, That's going to do it for me, and I will catch you all in the next one. See you.